Okay, so today's Tanya. Today is the 5th of Iyar, right?
Uh,
I think
did
so,
my
yeah.
did
Yeah,
my
it's the 5th of
daily med
Iyar.
this morning.
In any event, if there's a change to that, I
No,
mean,
it should be there.
no?
Hold on, hold on.
Pretty sure. So, Tanya today, the Alter Rebbe says a very interesting thing. We know it says in Tanya um, that, that the mitzvahs that we do, everything we do, I think I mentioned this the other day, a very interesting letter that I saw from the Rebbe, where the Rebbe, I guess somebody was sad, it's a book on Simcha, joy. So the Rebbe said that we're coming to Mashiach and we have to go happily. And it's very interesting meditation. My father actually once wanted to do a book, everything the Rebbe says on Simcha. There's some books in Hebrew. That would be a beautiful collection. But so the idea is that the Rebbe says that every mitzvah we do is like making a deposit in a bank. So a person has to understand, the Alter Rebbe says this, and of course the whole idea of the Eibusher, not only is he doing good to us, but he wants us to feel good. It's like a parent that I know a guy, he's a very wealthy man, and he sends his kids to work. His kids don't get, he literally worth hundreds of millions of dollars. He could sponsor them all, but he doesn't give his kids handouts. Yeah, he gives them jobs. They have to work like everybody else. And you look at his kids, they look like in a way, like very average people because they're not born with a silver spoon. They don't get any handouts. It's very interesting. One of I don't know if I call him a hero, but somebody I really admire is Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett probably made the largest contribution to charity maybe in the history of the world. $53 billion.
How many?
$53 billion. And basically gave his whole wealth away except for $1 billion. You got to live. And not only that, his lifestyle is very, very impressive person because he lives a simple life. He didn't change his car. He lives a middle class car, a middle class house. And not only that, he never gave his children anything more than a middle class life. His policy was if a middle class person could afford it, we can afford it. If not, we can't afford it. And his grandchildren also, they don't have, I saw on Oprah once an interview with one of his granddaughters, and she's cleaning houses. But the one thing is that you see that he did achieve what he wanted to achieve, that she's a mensch, right? Because very often what happens, the history of wealth is that within the fourth generation it's lost. Very large fortunes are lost. Why? Because by the time the fourth generation comes around, or maybe even the third, they're so delusional, they're so out of touch with how the world functions and reality that they think, oh, they're God and they can just make investments, and then they make these foolish investments. It's very easy to lose money. It's not, right? They say a fool and his money part easily. To make it is a lot harder than to lose it. A lot of people will, anybody will take your money. Not so many people are going to give it to you. So the point is that, I'm trying to remember why I said this, getting into the idea of, so Hashem doesn't want to give us a handout. It's a very fascinating thing because every bit of the light when Mashiach comes, there's going to be infinite light, and that light already has begun. The Bible says we're already in the times of the reward, revelation of Hashem. But be that as it may, all these miracles and light that's going to come is really as a result of the light that we put in. And so this is every mitzvah that we do brings in divinity into the world. We know the idea of a mitzvah, sav savichiba, a connection. So we're literally talking about infinite light that comes into this world, but it's a result of our effort. And why did Hashem do that? Because He wanted us to basically have a feeling of participation. He wanted us to feel good about it. So we know that it says that whenever you do a mitzvah, I'm not exactly sure how it works, but you make a deposit in the world of Atzilus. There's a beautiful mimer, the mimer before, it's in the Siddur, before Rosh Hashanah in the Machzor. It speaks about just like lightning comes from dark clouds, so also there's you can't see the effect of the mitzvah, but it's there. And then when Mashiach comes, boom, suddenly like a lightning storm of infinite wealth, spiritual wealth, physical wealth from all the things that we did. So we know that depending on the mitzvah you do is the result. So we discussed this yesterday, the idea that the wings, the Shnei Gadfin, the wings of a bird are what give it the ability to fly. And the two wings for a mitzvah is your Avas Hashem and Yiras Hashem. And really, Tanya is a book teaching you many different meditations. I don't know how many, just off the top of my head, at least 10 different meditations to have Avas Hashem and Yiras Hashem. It was very interesting because the Alter Rebbe makes a distinction between, and this is what he kind of makes a distinction in today's Tanya, of a person that has revealed love of Hashem in his heart and concealed love. So a person can have a meditation on the greatness of Hashem. We discussed two meditations, that Hashem is my energy, my life force, and I love Him as I love myself. And even higher, Hashem is my Father, and I love Him even more than myself. Now this meditation can create a feeling of love, but it can be kind of in one of three locations. It can be kind of in the mind, like you almost understand and have like almost an intellectual idea or even intellectual feeling. It could be in the recesses, I think the mind and the recesses of the heart, which means the hidden part of the heart, are kind of interconnected. So you have an idea and you kind of have a minor feeling. So for example, a person has an idea that he should exercise. He doesn't have a major drive, he has like a minor feeling towards the goodness of exercise. And then there's the person that has a revealed feeling. He's like, loves exercising. I have a sister-in-law, she's a runner. So she came to Tzfat, she's like, where are you going to run? If she found a place, she's running, you know? So the point is, if something's deep in someone's soul, it's going to happen. So when you have a love born of a meditation and it's hidden in the heart, that's kind of what we would call, it's part of the Jewish soul has, it's an instinctive thing, because part of the Jew is an instinctive love for Hashem. So this love remains in kind of what we would call a subconscious level, and therefore elevates the mitzvah to the world of Yitzhak, because in the end of the day he did it with a love, just not a revealed love, an instinctive love. So that's why it's similar to the malachim of the world of Yitzhak, which are more instinctive. That's why we call it chayes hakodesh, holy animals, because like an animal, it's an instinct to love God, that's the reality. But if a person has a love which is revealed in their heart, it's a passion, and this love was born from a meditation, so that's already the world of Bria. World of Bria is the world of Bina, the world of understanding, the world of where that tremendous understanding of the greatness of Hashem happens, and a soul is able to have a love born of an intellectual meditation. So that's kind of the Tanya of today. Fine.